What's up, everybody? It's Coach Mike with Elite Performance. And today, what I want to talk to you about is breathing, your breath, and how your breath affects your health. Okay, now, I'm not going to get into how to breathe. I've done videos on that before, and I'll leave links in the description to those videos. Today, what I just want to focus on is how breathing, and improper breathing in particular, affects our health. Okay? Now, the way that you breathe is directly related to the state of your brain. The state of your brain, goes without saying, is directly related to everything in your reality, right? Now, there are 5 different brain states, and the way that you're breathing determines which state your brain is in. The first brain state that I'll talk about is called beta. Beta brain state, or beta, if we hook you up to a functional brain scan or EEG, and your brain is in beta, the waves kind of, look like that. Now, there's something called high beta, where the waves look like that. Most people live their lives in high beta, which is a very bad place to be for your brain. It's just overexcited, over agitated, just over everything. Now, normal beta is right now. It's learning, it's going to work, it's cooking, eating, it's just living normal life. That's normal beta brain state. If you come down from beta, you'll reach alpha. Alpha waves kind of look like that. And alpha waves, if your brain is in an alpha state, you're relaxed. You're not thinking. You're not processing information. You're just relaxing. Just point blank, you're relaxing. Then there's theta. Theta is kind of, all right? Theta is the dream state. It's the meditative state. It's the state right before you fall asleep, right when you first wake up. It's the state that a child's brain is in from about 2 years old to 7. So it's the sleepy dream state, the programmable state. And then you have delta, which is sleep. All right? On the other side of beta, you have gamma. Gamma is superconscious, but superconscious from something within, not something without. That's a whole nother topic and subject and video. But on the other side of beta, you have gamma, and gamma is really, really good. Now, the way that you breathe, like I said, dictates the state of your brain. It dictates how your brain is functioning. Now, what I want you to do is take a deep breath. Inhale and then exhale. Now, if your inhale, exhale looked anything like this or felt anything like this, you kind of got taller on the inhale and then come back down on the exhale. Well, according to Dr. Belisa Vranic, that's called breathing vertically. And it's an anatomically incongruous way to breathe, which really means really, really bad. Okay? If you look at an animal or a child, particularly under the age of 7, you'll find that they breathe this way. All right? They breathe horizontally. We as adults breathe this way. All right? The reason we breathe this way, and particularly in the U.S., is because about 5 years old, we go to school. And when we go to school, we learn to do this. All right? We collapse our thoracic cavity. We come down. All right? We learn that sitting like that is comfortable. Now, when you sit that way, it makes it impossible for you to use the muscles that you're supposed to be breathing with, which is the muscles of your diaphragm, because they're down here and you've collapsed them. All right? And what you end up doing is breathing from the top of your lungs. Now, your lungs look like this. And so you're breathing from the part of your lungs that have the least amount of oxygen, which means in order to get enough oxygen in, you must now breathe faster. All right, and like I said, this starts about the time we go to school. So by the time you're 15 years old, let alone 30 or 35, you don't notice how fast you're breathing. But you are. You've been doing it for so long. Now, if you're breathing really, really fast, the signal that sends to the brain is that you're in trouble. Because otherwise, there's no reason to breathe like that. Which is why if you're breathing calm and slow, like in theta, your body relaxes, because it says the only reason why I would be breathing this way is if I was safe. Well, on the flip side, if you're breathing really, really fast, the body goes, the only reason why we're breathing like this is because we're in trouble. All right. The signal that you're sending is there's a lion right there. All right. And that's why I'm breathing this fast. Now, if there's a lion right there, immediately what happens is my body goes into the stress response. Okay. And this is how breathing begins to affect my body. All right. Immediately when I go into the stress response, the first thing that happens is the stress hormones are released. All right. Cortisol and adrenaline. They're released into my blood. The next thing that happens is the blood in here. Okay. It's called your viscera. Your viscera is responsible for your growth and maintenance. And you're growing every day. All right. Even if you're 65, you're growing. Every day you lose hundreds of billions of cells just through natural attrition. They just die. Every day your body has to replace those cells, so it has to constantly be in a state of growth. You're growing all the time. When you breathe improperly, all right, you breathe vertically, you breathe from the top part of your lungs, you push the blood from here, because now is not a time for digestion, now is not a time for cellular respiration, now is not a time for anything. There's a lion right here. All right, I need to run or I need to fight. So the blood is pushed into your arms and legs. All right, so improper breathing first stops growth and maintenance in your body. All right, because you got to fight or you got to run. The next thing that happens is because you're breathing improperly, the signal that you're sending is there's a lion right here. Remember, the hormones of stress were released. Well, if there's a lion right here, do I need to use reflex behavior or do I need to think conscious and be smart? No, I don't really need to be thinking. I need to be reacting. So your prefrontal cortex, the part of our brain that sets us apart from all other animals on Earth, where we can have a rational thought, where we have our intelligence, our consciousness, well, the blood vessels there are squeezed shut. Because now it's not the time to be doing math. All right, there's a lion right here. All right, I need to be reacting. The blood is pushed into my hindbrain. Okay, so two things have now happened simply because I'm breathing wrong. All right, I've changed the state of my brain, so three things have happened. I've changed the state of my brain. I've pushed the blood out of my viscera. All right, so I've shut down growth and repair, and I've pushed the blood into my arms and legs. All right, I've pushed the blood from my prefrontal cortex, so I'm not even really that smart anymore. It's because all the blood is in my hindbrain. Because now is the time to react, not think. Now, here's the third thing that happens, and this is just the big slap in the face. Now, your immune system is a very high energy system to run. It takes a lot of energy to run your immune system, which is why if you're sick, you feel weak. Your immune system is working. Now, your immune system is in place to protect you from threats on the inside. If virus or bacteria or pathogens or anything get inside you, the immune system is in place to protect you from those things. But improper breathing has signaled the hormones of stress, and so the perceived threat is not on the inside, it's on the outside. And notice I said perceived, all right? Improper breathing can come from a real threat that might really be a lion there, or it can come from a perceived threat, all right? Either way, it's the hormones of stress that are released. So my immune system is set to protect me from, things on the inside. But this perceived threat is on the outside. So in order to conserve energy, because remember, the fight or flight hormones have kicked in, I got to do something. What happens to my immune system? Shuts down. Completely shuts down. In order to conserve energy, you shut down your immune system simply by the way that you're breathing. Okay? And then somebody will say, when is the time that you get sick? When is the time that you get sick the easiest? When you're under stress, right? Because you shut down your immune system. And so people will say, I caught a cold, or I caught this, or I caught that. And that's not true. Everybody on Earth right now is already infected with most of the pathogens, virus, and bacteria that can hurt a human being. They're already in you. They're in your blood. I can pull a tube of your blood right now and show you the pathogens and viruses that will hurt you. All right, they're already there. Okay, the name of these organisms as a whole is called opportunistic organisms. All right, it means they live in your body, but they can't thrive when you're in health. But when your immune system is shut down because you're not breathing right, opportunistic organisms now have free run of the playground. Okay, so 3 things have now happened simply because you're not breathing right. Number 1, you shut down growth and maintenance. You push the blood out of the viscera into the arms and legs. Number 2, you lose intelligence because right now it's not the time to be thinking. Now if there's a lion right there, forget thinking. I need to react. I need to respond. You just lost intelligence. Number 3, in order to conserve energy, your immune system shuts down. All of these things happen simply due to improper breathing. And guess what? That's something that's just not taught in school, right? But it should be. Let's think about it. They teach snipers how to breathe. They teach first responders how to breathe. They teach everybody that carries a gun, any kind of law enforcement, you're taught how to breathe. Combat athletes, martial artists. Heck, if you're a mother giving natural childbirth, they teach you how to breathe just to bring another person into this reality. It's that important, okay? It's that important. Every day, we breathe about 11,000 times, which is about 8.3 million times every year. And if you're breathing with your neck and shoulders, which are not breathing muscles, all right? The next thing we can go to is any neck, shoulder, possibly upper back pain that you ever had before in your life. It's because you're breathing with your neck and shoulders, and your neck and shoulders aren't breathing muscles. All right, so breathing is something that's very important for all of us to know how to do. Like I said, I'm not going to go into how to breathe right now, but I am going to leave a few links in the description to several videos talking about how to breathe. I hope you guys take a really full advantage of this information because it's that important. Until next time, I'm Coach Mike. You guys take care.